they didn't know if they wanted to commit to the money to make the whole pilot. So at that point, they were doing presentations. So yeah, there wasn't another pilot done, though there was recasting of the boyfriend several times. So those scenes were shot several times. And oh yes, there was another recasting because Alex Borstein was cast as Sookie, and she was committed to another show. And so when the Gilmore Girls got picked up, we had to reshoot her scenes, and Melissa McCarthy, who amazing, both of them are amazing, we reshot those scenes. So there were things that were reshot, but not because of anything, there wasn't another pilot. We shot a lot more than what you usually do in a presentation because it was a character piece. So if you didn't shoot enough of the character piece, it wasn't going to make sense. So I think we shot maybe 25 minutes of it. A presentation can be much shorter than that. So yeah. So we had to go back and shoot what we didn't shoot. That was always what was planned if it was going to go to series. And then the scenes where we recast. Again, there were a lot of long moving shots. So you really see the behavior of the characters in the environment they're in. And the environment was hugely important. The small town, Stars Hollow, which was this very kind of unique little corner of the universe with a town full of interesting characters. But what's at the heart and soul of it, of course, is this mother-daughter story. And, a mother who had a child when she was still a child at 16. So the mother-daughter are very close in age. And, in fact, the teaser of that pilot is what apparently Amy Sherman-Palladino sold in the room, which is, she walks in, but let's say the first time you see Lorelai, I added this whole piece of her walking through the town and then going in one shot into the diner. None of that was scripted, So you want to see the world before you're dealing with the characters. And that juxtaposition between the macro, the environment, and the micro of the interpersonal is critically important to me in everything, is how they interface. And so, apparently how they pitched it, which is the teaser, is Lorelai goes into Luke's diner, orders coffee, and then a guy starts flirting with her, And as she's ordering coffee, Rory, her daughter, comes in, and that same guy flirts with her and then finds out that they're a mother-daughter, and says something like, "You don't look like a mother, and you don't look like a daughter," And then she says, "She's 16," and he goes, "Bye." And, Amy's dialogue is amazing. I mean, she has this incredible ability to have these, each character is very smart, very witty banter that goes back and forth between the characters, but doesn't take away from the emotional content, which that kind of banter could, but it doesn't. And it feels, I know so many mothers and daughters who watch that show together, and that's fantastic. That to me, that there is something that you can share with your mother or your daughter that speaks to both of you. And, they both were growing up together in a certain way when you have a young mother and a daughter, and they're best friends, but you have to leave that nest. The daughter has to find her independence, and that's just part of the process. So yes, it was a wacky cast of characters, but all grounded in reality and real emotion.